Hello, and welcome to the first episode of Season 2 of Nightfall, the AI-written and voice-acted crossover fanfiction. You all spoke, and it seems like you want to follow Spongebob and Applejack first. So, in our previous chapters, Applejack was killed by the Nightmare King, but then mysteriously revived with holes in her memory, it seems. She stayed briefly with Spongebob on his farm, until he brought her to the final battle with the Nightmare King, but now that that's all over, we'll follow them as they return to Spongebob's farm. SpongeBob whistled happily to himself as he traveled down the road towards his home. Surrounding him were the burnt husks of trees he'd helped burn up, what felt like ages ago. As he walked, he distinctly heard pony hoofsteps not far behind. He stopped, turned to see that Applejack was following him. She looked at him with her large, round eyes.
"Why are you following me?"
he asked.
I was told you might have some work that I could do.
"What kind of work?"
Apple bucking is what I do best.
She smiled.
"Well, that's damned useful,"
he said.
"Come on, I'll show you where it is."
He turned, leaving her in the dust. SpongeBob's home was a large farmhouse, built from wood that he'd cut down himself. The roof was made from tiles that he'd also cut himself. The farm had a good amount of animals, chickens, goats, and even a cow or two.
"This is the whole family farm.
He proudly declared.
We raise sheep, goats, and cows."
I see a pigsty.
Said Applejack.
"That's for the pigs."
I see a chicken coop.
Said Applejack.
"Those are chickens."
Said SpongeBob.
"My pigs are in the pen."
I see a dog kennel.
Said Applejack.
"That's for the dogs. My cats live in the barn."
I see a stable.
Said Applejack.
"That's for the horses." "Of course, we don't have any horses."
We don't.
Asked Applejack.
"Unless you count yourself."
SpongeBob said with a titter.
I don't.
Said Applejack seriously.
"Well, there's a horse in the nightmare realm, but that's because my friend Shrek made it."
I see a corn crib.
"That's for the corn. My family grows barley."
I see a house.
"That's my home." "Well, that and my pigsty."
Said SpongeBob.
You have a pigsty?
Asked Applejack.
"Yes, I sleep in the pigsty."
He replied, sounding sad.
Why?
Asked Applejack.
"Why?"
He looked sad.
"Because I'm a pig."
A pig?
Asked Applejack, taken aback.
"Yes, I've been cursed to be a pig. It's not so bad."
But you look like an ordinary sponge to me.
"That's because I'm not a real sponge. I'm a Spongebob."
A what?
Asked Applejack.
"A Spongebob? It's what I am."
But you just said.
"I can't help it. It's in the name.
He pointed to his name.
Spongebob."
You're not making any sense.
Said Applejack.
"It's a long story."
Well, where do you sleep?
"In the pigsty, mine's close to the slats. I dreamed of a horse last night."
You did. What did you see?
"I saw a horse, a great big horse. I ran and ran and ran. Then he caught me and killed me."
That's terrible.
"Yes,
What realm does the nightmare tyrant rule over?
the nightmare realm. It's just that way.
What lies beyond it?
The lost realm, where all the treasures are hidden from all of us.
What are you going to do then?
I don't know. I need to think."
Well, come on, we're waiting.
They walked on and soon came to the corn crib and the stable beside it. There was a mule with the plow and the horse standing there.
I thought you said you didn't have a horse.
I don't.
SpongeBob said, horrified.
This is a nightmare horse.
What happened to him?
Asked Applejack.
I don't know. He's just standing here. Perhaps Amethyst can help us."
Said SpongeBob.
Amethyst.
"Yes, she's the goddess of life. She's also the one who brought you back to life after the Nightmare King killed you."
I thought she was a gem.
Said Applejack.
Astonished that you're talking to her.
That's what's so amazing. She's the only one who's ever been able to do that.
Do what?
Asked Applejack.
Bring someone back from the dead. You and Shrek and all the others.
I don't remember any Shrek.
He was in your dream. He was the one who told you about the Nightmare Realm. He was a nightmare tyrant, just like the Nightmare King.
Why would you want to kill me?
Because I can't stand the Nightmare Tyrant. He rules over the Nightmare Realm. And he's killed my people and taken their treasures.
You're just a little sponge.
Said Applejack.
I'm not little. I'm grown up. I've been through more than you can imagine.
He said, narrowing his eyes.
Now, I'm going to plow this field because I don't have time to play your games.
With that, he rode the nightmare horse into the sunset, and the nightmare realm faded away.
What? We did it? Didn't we?
Asked Shrek.
Yes,
Said SpongeBob.
we did.
I've always wondered what lay beyond the nightmare rim.
No, you know.
Said SpongeBob.
I hope we're not too late.
We're not. Something's coming.
Said SpongeBob.
I feel it.
A portal opened, and Amethyst stepped through it. She had a sword in her hand, and her armor had been taken off, revealing a leather bodice that clung to her muscled frame. Her long white hair flowed freely down her back. She was without a helmet, and her eyes were closed. She looked like a warrior who had stepped out of a fairy tale.
Well, What do you want?
said Amethyst. She sounded impatient.
We need to go.
Said Shrek.
No? You need to go?
Said Amethyst.
I'm busy.
But,
Now?
Said Amethyst. She gripped her sword and it appeared to glow faintly blue. Immediately, the nightmare realm was gone, and Amethyst stood in the middle of a field, her eyes now open.
What are you doing here?
She asked.
You should be here.
I had to see it.
Said Shrek.
You're a traitor, Shrek. You're a traitor.
Said Amethyst.
I'm not a friend.
Said Shrek.
We were friends once. Not anymore. You're a traitor. You killed my father. You killed him.
Said Amethyst, raising her sword.
No, I didn't. You're like him.
Said Shrek.
I'm not.
Said Amethyst. Amethyst swung her sword, and Shrek leaped out of the way. The blade cut through the air, and Shrek tumbled off of the blade. He landed on the ground and rolled, coming to a stop right in front of Amethyst.
He's telling the truth.
Said Amethyst.
You're not a traitor.
I am.
Shrek pointed at himself.
I am.
I don't believe you.
Said Amethyst. She raised her sword, and it began to glow.
You came late to Amethyst. Amethyst knows everything.
Everything.
Said Shrek. He pointed at Amethyst's glowing sword.
Everything.
Everything?
Said Amethyst. She lowered her sword.
The Nightmare King is being reborn.
No, Spike killed him.
Cried SpongeBob.
It was me. You can't be the Nightmare Tyrant. I'm the Nightmare Tyrant.
You can't be. You can't be. You're a good boy.
Said Amethyst. The Nightmare King sat up. He opened his eyes, and they were filled with malice.
Be slayers.
The Nightmare King said.
My hunters killed them all.
I told you, I'm the Nightmare Tyrant.
Said SpongeBob.
I'm the Nightmare King.
Said Shrek.
No, you're not.
Said Amethyst.
You're a good friend, a kind soul. I don't want to kill you.
I want to be the Nightmare Tyrant again. Amethyst, help me, Amethyst. Please.
Said SpongeBob. Amethyst looked at her friend, and she saw the same sadness in his eyes, the same despair.
It's too late for that.
Said Amethyst.
The beast has awoken.
No, you promised.
Said SpongeBob. Tears streamed down his cheeks. Amethyst raised her hand, and a ray of light burst from her palm, striking SpongeBob in the face. He screamed, and Amethyst struck down his remaining friends.
No.
Said Shrek.
I've let it happen.
Amethyst glared at Shrek, and she raised her sword.
Please don't.
Said Shrek. Amethyst lowered her sword, and they stared at each other for a long moment.
Amethyst,
Said Shrek.
will you help me?
I can't.
Said Amethyst.
You can?
Said Shrek.
The Nightmare Tyrant must be stopped. You said you want to be free from Tyrant. Free. You said you did.
Yeah,
Said Amethyst.
but I can't kill you.
If you want to help me, then I'll just have to do it myself.
Said Shrek.
I'll become the Nightmare Tyrant.
Amethyst frowned.
You're serious.
She said.
Yeah.
You're not planning on killing me.
No,
Why not?
Asked Amethyst.
I can't kill you.
Said Shrek.
I'm a coward. I've always been a coward. Why I'm killing because I'm not brave enough to do.
Amethyst nodded.
It's too late. Anyway, the title of the Nightmare Tyrant has already been claimed by another.
No. Has it?
Said Shrek.
I'm the Nightmare Tyrant.
No, you're not. And I can prove it.
Said Amethyst. She grabbed either side of his face with her hands and pulled him in for a kiss.
I'm sorry.
She said.
Donkey.
He said. Amethyst dropped him, and he landed on his butt on the ground. She stared at him for a moment.
You should probably get going.
She said.
Don't stay here. The Nightmare Tyrant has many loyal subjects who would take your head off if you stayed.
I'm not leaving without a fight.
Then go ahead and try to kill me.
With those words, Amethyst walked away. Shrek got off the ground, and he stared at his former girlfriend.
I tried,
He said.
but I'm not killer.
She glanced back at him, and she opened her mouth to say something, before pausing.
You should probably go.
She said after a moment.
The Nightmare Tyrant subjects are looking for you.
So I'm being set up.
Asked Shrek.
That's why Amethyst won't tell me.
It may be,
She said.
but I need to think that through before I say any more. Now go. You're being watched.
By who?
By me?
She said. She walked away, and Shrek followed her. Before he could say anything else, she disappeared into a portal. She was gone in an instant. SpongeBob put his hand on Shrek's shoulder.
There, old buddy.
Shrek shook his head.
She was my one true love.
I'm sure she was,
Said SpongeBob.
but she didn't love you, Shrek. Not really.
I hate you, SpongeBob. I do.
Oh, I know. I'm a horrible monster. But I'm telling you the truth.
You're a liar.
Am I? Well, let's test another truth. Okay.
He grabbed a wooden apple-looking thing and a piece of cloth, and he stuffed the cloth into the hollow apple.
I love you.
Said Shrek.
That's because you're a fool.
Said SpongeBob as he crushed the apple under his foot.
Now look at this.
He said. Said Shrek. He grabbed the cloth-soaked apple, and he grabbed a dagger.
SpongeBob, you're under arrest.
It's a tree, you fool.
I'm serious.
So am I.
Said SpongeBob.
Now stop bothering me and let's go.
Fine.
Shrek pressed down on the knife, and the apple pierced through. It oozed a sticky substance.
Whoa, that's sweet.
Said SpongeBob.
Let's see how much of this I can cram into my mouth.
He began stuffing the green pulp into his mouth until he began to choke.
Enough.
Said Shrek.
Come with me. First.
Fine, I'm coming.
They walked away together.
That was pointless.
Said Shrek. You said it, Shrek. That felt like as good a stopping point as any. While some of the smaller stories in Season 2 are going to be two-parters, I think we're just going to leave off of these characters for now, and next time we'll go ahead and meet up with Shadow and Jenny, I think, and see what they're going up to following the defeat of the Nightmare King. For now, though, if you didn't see the previous episode, here's a little clip of what you missed. Fluttershy smirked and walked towards the Nightmare King's throne. She sat down, feeling the power of the Nightmare Realm flow through her. She knew she could take on the world. She just needed a little more time to prepare, and that was all.
The Nightmare King will fall soon.
She whispered to herself.
So I'll rule this realm.